Hello, sports fans and baseball fans. It's me, Sportsman Z, and I'm here today with a game between two teams that I've assembled from the Hall of Fame set that Strat put out. The good Hall of Fame set with the good sturdy cards, which I love. I love these types of cards. I wish Strat would do all of their cards every year on this kind of stock. It would be awesome if they did, but they don't. So anyway, I assembled these two teams. I've actually assembled quite a few teams. But I call one of the teams Comiskey's Sox. And Charlie Comiskey is on that team. And I call the other team Musial's Marauders. And Stan Musial is on that team. So these two teams are going to go at it. And we'll see who wins in this particular matchup. I will go over the lineups as the lineups come up. The starting pitchers, as you might be able to see, are Three-Finger Brown, and he is pitching for Comiskey's Sox, and Lefty Grove, who is pitching for the Musial Marauders. And so, you can see those cards because they're up here. The lineup for the visiting Comiskey Sox will be Lou Brock leading off, and he will be the center fielder, I believe, yes. And then Eddie Collins will bat second and be at second base. Robin Yount bats third. He's the shortstop. George Brett will be the third baseman and batting in the cleanup spot. Dan Brothers will bat fifth and be the DH. Johnny Bench bats sixth, and he is, of course, at catcher. Earl Combs bats seventh, and he will be the left fielder today. Ross Youngs is in right field, batting eighth, and picking up the rear is Charlie Comiskey, batting ninth and playing first base. So we will get on with it. Lou Brock is the first batter. He gets a 3-7, which is a single. I also want to point out we are using the advanced rules and set, but I am not using ballpark effects, so we will go off whatever is on the card. So Lou Brock gets a hit, and he is aboard. Now, he is a double-A stealer. We will try to steal second with him, and he makes it. It's a roll of a 6. There is no... even I would make it on a 6. So he does get a stolen base. And now he is up at second with no outs and Eddie Collins up. And he gets a 2-6. And that is going to be a, let's see, he is lefty, is obviously a lefty. So that is going to be a single double asterisk and not going to run. So, all of a sudden, Lefty Grove is he's getting pummeled, you would say. And Robin Yount is the batter with a man at first and nobody out, and he gets a 2-2, which is going to be a hit by pitch. So, nobody out here. Lefty Grove hasn't gotten anyone out. Now, that was a hit by pitch plus injury, but we're not doing injuries. We will just ignore injuries here. George Brett is the batter. He gets a 3-6, and that is going to be a triple 1-9, and it is not. It's actually a double, and he knocks in 2 runs with the double. So, Lefty Grove might have to exit the game because he is just not getting anybody out. Okay, yeah, he knocked in a run. Okay, yeah. And that brings up Dan Brothers. The Brothers, 5-6, and he is a lefty. And that's even going to be a single double asterisk and knock in both runs. I might have to do something that I don't ever really do, and that is take a pitcher out in the first inning. I mean, I never do that, but there's no outs, and Earl Combs is, or wait a minute. That was Brothers. So, yeah. So Johnny Bench is up, not Earl Combs. And he gets a 5-6. He is a right-handed batter. That's even really going to be a single double asterisk. Is this really a Hall of Famer? I mean, my God, he's given up, I mean, a lot here. 1, 2, 3, 5 hits. And already 4 runs. And he did hit a batter. And that brings up Earl Combs. Earl Combs is up, nobody out. Runners at the corners. 4-6, he is a lefty, and that is a ground ball first base A. That is a double play, but a run scores on that. Yeah, a run scores on that. Brothers comes in. 5 earned runs, but at least now there's 2 out. And Ross Youngs is the batter, and he gets a 6-11, left-handed batter. Ground ball to second base. And mercifully, this inning is over for Lefty Grove, who would rather forget about it. The Comiskey Sox score 5 runs, and believe me, I did not plan that, but, you know, I didn't set that up. But it is crazy. So now, Nap Lajoie is the batter for the Musial Marauders, and their lineup will be Nap Lajoie leading off, playing short, Charlie Garinger batting second at second base, Stan the Man Musial in left field batting third, Hank Greenberg will be the DH, then Johnny Mize is at first base, Eddie Matthews is at third and batting sixth, Goose Goslin will be at bat seventh and play right, Mel Ott is batting 8th and playing center, and Ernie Lombardi will be the catcher today, picking up the rear. Nap Lajoie batting, and they've got a lot of work to do here. 2-3 is going to be a single. So Nap Lajoie leads off with a single, just like the other team led off with Lou Brock singling. Lajoie is an A stealer, but he'll stay there. Garinger is up, 2-10. That is going to be a single. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, it's a walk. It's a walk, but he's still on base. And Mordecai Brown walks a guy. I guess this is just a reflection of the really great hitting on both teams. Musial is up. The captain, the team captain here. That is going to be a fly ball to left field, so he's out. Hank Greenberg is up. And that is going to be a 1-10, and that is going to be a home run. And Greenberg gets 3 of those runs back. And, you know, I was going to take Lefty Grove out of the game in the next inning, but now I'm seeing it's just a reflection of the fact that these are great hitters, basically. And Johnny Mize is up. He gets a 2-5, and that is going to be a single. So the bases are loaded. Again, there is nobody out. And Eddie Matthews is the batter. He gets a 5-12, batting left, or he is a left-handed batter. And that's going to be a fly to center field, or to right field, X. The right fielder for Comiskey's Sox is a 2E9, and that is a 5, so we'll check it out. Let's see here. And that was a roll of 5, so that is going to be a fly ball. Fly ball B, which scores a run. So he flies out to right, but that's a sac fly. Wait a minute. Oh, no, that was... no, it isn't. It's not a sac fly. I forgot to take the guys off the bases. So Mize was at single at first, and so that's just a fly out 9, which gives them the first out, finally. And Goose Goslin is the batter. He gets a 6-8, batting left. And that is going to be a ground ball first base B. So now he is at first base. And Mel Ott is the batter with 2 outs. 1-8 is going to be a walk. So he gets a board. Yeah, I'm definitely not taking Grove out because it's not really his fault. Lombardi gets a 2-3 against a righty. That's going to be a single to center field. And we are going to check the base runner. It's Mize, though. Mize is not a great base runner. Let's see. He is a running 1-9, and that would add 2 because there's 2 outs, but that's still only 1-11. They're not going to do that. They're going to let Lajoie hit back to the top of the order. 4-8 is going to be a fly ball left. So Lajoie is out. And they get, what did they get? They got 3 of their own back. So the Marauders get 3 runs back, and the score is 5-3 after 1 inning. Lefty Grove still out there, as I mentioned, and Comiskey batting. He gets a 3-7, which is a ground ball back to Lefty Grove, and he's out. That brings us to the top of the order and Lou Brock. Lou Brock gets a 5-11, left-handed batter. And that is going to be a fly to right X. His right fielder is a 3-E-8, and that is a 7. And that's going to be a fly out. Two down, and Eddie Collins up. And it's quite a different story here now. 5-5, left-handed batter. That is going to be a double. So Eddie Collins ripping a double after having the single in the first inning that he had. Another hit allowed by Lefty Grove. And Robin Yount gets a 2-9 against the lefty, and that's a ground ball second base. He's out 4-3. No runs come in for Comiskey's Sox in the second. We go to the bottom of the second with Charlie Gehringer up. Charlie Gehringer with a 4-5, and that's going to be a pop out to short. One away, and Stan the Man Musial, the team captain, steps in, 3-7, and that is going to be a double for the Stan the Man. So there's one out, man at second. Another hit, of course, allowed by Brown, and he, let's see, I'm not even caught up on the hits for him. One, and one of them was a homer. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 hits that he's given up. And 3 earned runs. There's a man at second with Hank Greenberg up. And that is a 4-7 4-7 is a strikeout. First strikeout of the game of anybody. But Greenberg, not embarrassed because he hit the home run in the first inning that gave them the that gave them their 3 runs. Johnny Mize is the batter. He gets a 1-7 against a righty, and that is a fly to center. So no runs come in. They get a man as far as second base, but they don't score. Same story for both teams in the second, and we go to the top of the third in a 5-3 game with George Brett is the batter for Comiskey's Sox. That is a 6-5. He's batting left against the lefty, and that's going to be a ground ball to the short X. The shortstop for Lefty Grove's team is a 1-11. And that is a 15. And that will be, what do they roll? 15, yeah. That's a ground ball. So Brett is out. He goes out 6-3. 1 down quickly. And Dan Brothers is the batter. It's a 1-12. That is going to be a ground ball to second. So he goes out 4-3. And Johnny Bench is up. And Johnny Bench gets a 5-9. And that is going to be a strikeout. No runs come in for Comiskey's Sox, who lead 5-3. We go to the bottom of the third with Eddie Matthews up against Three Finger Brown, 6-3, batting left. That's a ground ball to first base. Goslin is the batter, and he gets a 1-10, which is a ground ball to the pitcher. Back to the pitcher. Mordecai, Three Finger Brown, throws it over to first base for the out, and Mel Ott is up. And that is a 1-8, which is a walk. So Mel Ott is aboard with a walk. He walked in the first as well. And Ernie Lombardi is up, and he gets a 4-5, batting right. And that is a fly to right field. And I read somewhere that Ernie Lombardi was so slow that he was thrown out several times on what would have been singles from almost everybody, but was thrown out at first base because he was so slow. They've got him as a running 1-8, which I think is the worst I've ever seen. And Earl Combs is the batter. So no runs came across from Musial's Marauders in the third. They still trail 5-3, and here's Earl Combs to bat against Lefty Grove. 6-6 is going to be a fly ball to right. So that is a fly out, 1 away, 1 down, and Ross Youngs is the batter. He gets a 5-8. And that is going to be a fly to center. So all of a sudden, Lefty Grove has settled down, and really so has Mordecai Brown after that horrendous first inning for both of them. Charlie Comiskey is the batter for 8, and that is going to be a strikeout. And Grove with the K, his second K of the game. No runs for Comiskey's Sox in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth with Nap Lajoie up 6-7. And that is going to be a ground ball second base X. Mordecai Brown's second baseman is a 1E13, and that is a 10. So we're going to go on the E13 roll. And that is a roll of 4. And that's going to be an error. So, was that Lajoie? in the fourth. Yeah, that was him, and he got on by an error by Eddie Collins. So he is now aboard. Nobody out. And Charlie Garinger up. 5-7. And that is a ground ball second base double play. So 2 down quickly, and Stan the Man Musial is up. 1-9. And that is a ground ball to the shortstop. No runs from Musial's Marauders. It's been blanks ever since that explosive first inning for both teams. And Lou Brock is the batter. He is the leadoff man here in the fifth. He's the leadoff man for the team. 2-7 against the lefty. That is going to be a single. So he's aboard, and he stole back in the first inning. He's going to try to steal again. That is a 2, and again, on a roll of 2, even I would make it. So it is a stolen base. We don't have to try to look at catcher's arms or hold ratings or any of that. And Eddie Collins is the batter, and he gets a 1-10. And let's see. That is going to be a ground ball pitcher B. So 1 out. And Robin Yount is the batter. Man at second, 1 out. 4-9. And that is a line out to third base. Which brings up George Brett, the third baseman. 5-9. And that is a strikeout. So Hank Greenberg is the batter. He is going up against Mordecai Brown. We are in the bottom of the fifth. His team is down by 2 runs. 5-9 is a strikeout. And that is the second strikeout for Three-Finger Mordecai, Three-Finger Brown. Johnny Mize up 6-5. And that is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. He is a 1E13. That is a 17. Probably an out. And it is. So he goes out 6-3, and that brings up Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews of Atlanta Braves fame, 4-8. Batting left, and that is going to be a strikeout. So Three-Finger Brown gets a third strikeout. He allows no runs. So both pitchers have really settled down since the first inning. Where the score was 5-3 after 1, they've done blanks ever since then. We're in the top of the 6th with Dan Brothers up. He gets a 3-10. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher, Lefty Grove, who makes the play. 1-3. And Johnny Bench up. Johnny Bench with a 1-8. And that's going to be a fly to center. There's 2 down quickly, and Earl Combs is the batter. He gets a 4-7. And that is going to be a strikeout. Yes, both pitchers. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I saw the explosion by Musial Marauders for 3 runs in the first. That it probably was just an aberration, an aberration, whatever that term is, in the first inning. Goose Goslin, though, is up in the bottom of the 6th for Musial's Marauders. And he gets a 2-5, and that is going to be a single. So Goslin is aboard. He's a stealing bee. We'll just let him stay there, though. and Mel Ott is the batter. Mel Ott with a 5-3, batting left. That is a single to right field. We will just let the batter stay there. 2 runners on, though, with no outs and Ernie Lombardi up. And that is a 4-3, which is a ground ball to first base. The first baseman is a 1E9, and that is an 18. And that is going to be a ground ball double play. Runner goes to third. There's 2 down. And with a man 90 feet away, you have the top of the order coming up with Lajoie. And he gets a 3-7. And that is a fly to center field. So they come close to scoring, does Musial's Marauders, but they don't. And we are going to the top of the 7th with Ross Youngs batting against Lefty Grove. 6-2, and that is going to be a single for Ross Youngs. He gets his first hit of the day. He is aboard. He is a stealing bee. He'll just stay there. Charlie Comiskey gets a 1-5, and that is going to be a fly out to left, 1 away. 1 down, man at first, Lou Brock, the top of the order, 3-11. That is a foul out to first. There's 2 down with a man at first and Eddie Collins up. He gets a 1-4, which will be a fly ball to left. And again, no runs come in for them in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th with Musial's Marauders batting and trailing in this game 5-3. Charlie Garinger is the batter. He gets a 5-6. And that is going to be a double. So Garinger leading off with a double, trying to get his team back into this thing. That is his first hit of the day. And Stan the Man Musial's up 3-11. And 3-11 against a righty is a home run, and he ties the game. The captain comes through for his team. And knocks in the tying run with a home run with Garinger aboard. And let me mark that down. Greenberg is the batter. He gets a 5-5, batting right. And that is a double. So now all of a sudden they're dragging Mordecai Brown all over the place. There is no outs, and Johnny Mize is the batter. He gets a 1-9, and a 1-9 is going to be a double. So he knocks in Greenberg, and now they have a lead. And Mordecai Brown gives up his 10th hit, 6th run, and they're going to make a change. So Three Finger Brown is out of the game. And we will put in another pitcher. Just have to figure out who that's going to be. We're going to put in Jim Bunning. So Jim Bunning will come in for the beleaguered Mordecai Three Finger Brown. Mordecai Brown only goes 6 innings because there are no outs in this inning. So it's just 6 complete with 6 plus. But Eddie Matthews is the batter. He gets a 5-10 against Bunning. And that is going to be a fly out to center. So he comes in and gets an out. Goose Goslin is the batter. He gets a 3-10. Bunning is a righty. That is a strikeout. And Mellott is the batter. 3-7 against a righty. That is a single to right field. We will see who the runner is. That is Johnny Mize. Again, we're not going to send him. He's not a really great runner. They're going to have runners at the corners with 2 down. And Ernie Lombardi, the batter. And he gets a 3-5, which is a single double asterisk, and knocks in another run. So Johnny Mize does come home on that. There are still runners at the corners. There are still 2 out, but another run came in. Bunning allowed the hit. I think that run goes to Brown, though. So that earned run is on Brown's record, and Nap Lajoie is the batter. And he gets a 5-5, and that is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. He goes out 6-3, but this team, the Musial Marauders, strike for 4 in the 7th inning, and they take a 7-5 lead. A lot of scoring in this game. Robin Yount is the batter. You know what? They're going to take Lefty Grove out. He's had enough. He's allowed 7 hits and 5 runs on 7 hits. So Grove is going to come out, and they're going to find a replacement for him. And his replacement is going to be Ted Lyons. Right-hander Ted Lyons. Spent time, I believe, on the White Sox. And so at the top of the 8th, the Musial Marauders, or the Comiskey Sox, have to try to strike here with Robin Yount as the leadoff batter against Lions. He gets a 6-10, and that is a ground ball to the shortstop. One out, and George Brett is up. That is a 4-6, and that is going to be a walk. So Brett gets aboard with a walk against Lions. And Dan Brothers is the batter. He gets a 2-8, and that is going to be a walk. So after a quick out, he walks back-to-back hitters to put himself in a bad position. 2 runners on, one batter out, and Johnny Bench up. 1-7 is a walk, and he has walked the bases loaded. A little lack of control here for Ted Lyons, and Earl Combs is up. Gets a 6-4, and that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. His shortstop is a 3E16, and that is a 15. So let's check into that. And that's going to be a ground ball B, so a run will score. It'll be a fielder's choice, but a run scores on it. And that is the second out, I believe, of the inning. Is that right? That is. And so Youngs is the batter. He gets a 4-8. And that is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. But Comiskey's Sox get a run in the 8th to bring the score to 7-6 as we go to the bottom of the 8th with Charlie Gehringer up. He gets a 2-5, and that is going to be a single. Single off Bunning for Gehringer. And Stan the Man Musial is up 5-10. And that is a fly to center. One away. Hank Greenberg is the batter. He gets a 2-5. That is a fly to right. 2 down, man at first, Johnny Mize up. 6-9 is going to be a home run, 2-run home run by Johnny Mize. They did not need that. So Bunning gets tagged. Allows 2 runs. And yeah. And Eddie Matthews is up. 4-6 is a walk. So he is aboard. And Goose Goslin is the batter. He gets a 4-5. And that is going to be a ground to the shortstop. Shortstop is a 2E24, yeah. So that's a 14, probably an out. It is. It's a ground ball C, but that is the 3rd out, I believe. Is it? Yeah. He goes out 6-3, but 2 runs come in for the Musial Marauders, who now lead 9-6. We're in the top of the 9th. Comiskey's crew needs 3 runs, and they're going to keep Lyons out there, even though he did give up a run. Comiskey himself is up. He gets a 2-7, which is going to be a fly to left field. So he's out. Lou Brock is the batter. They're going to let Lou Brock bat. And he comes through and gets a single. And of course, we've established that he can steal. But needing 3 runs, he's just going to stay there with the 1 out. And Eddie Collins is the batter. And that is going to be a single double asterisk. So now they got runners at the corners. And yeah, maybe it is time to consider taking Lyons out. They will take Lyons out of the game. They will bring in Bob Lemon. Bob Lemon comes on to pitch with runners at the corners and only 1 out, and Robin Yount up. And that is a 2-7 against a righty, and that is going to be a single that knocks in a run. It was only a 1-base single, so I don't even have the option. But they get one of the runs that they need. They need 3, but they get one of them. that run is going to be charged to which team here? He was coming in for Jim Bunning. So that run is going to be charged to Bunning. And George Brett is the batter with 1 out, 2 runners are still on base. That is a 5-3. And that is a ground ball, second base B. So that's a fielder's choice. Runners are at the corners with 2 down. And Dan Brothers is the batter. And he gets a 5-5. And that is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. The shortstop for this team is a 1E13. Not good. 15-1 on shortstop. That is an out. And that is your final score. The Comiskey's Sox lose the game by the score of 9-7. And a very good game between these two Hall of Fame team matchups. And that will be it for me. Sportsman Z, Bob Zalty, signing off.